Hello everyone, welcome back to Reality Forum.
I just got in that chair so uncute. Excuse me. I'm short, okay. Getting into this bar stool is a little bit of a challenge. But what's up, y'all? Welcome back to Reality Forum. I'm Flo for all of our new followers.
I'm Mama Connie and welcome. Today we're going to talk about a controversial issue, abortion. And we want to talk about that because there's a lot of different, viewpoints out there about, why it should be illegal, why it shouldn't be. It should be a woman's choice. You have pro-choice people and pro-lifers on opposite sides of the spectrum on this. And so I want to talk about abortion. Now, my thing is, from a personal standpoint, I want to give some information on it because I have had abortion, in my past. And, there were several different factors that led me to make that decision about having an abortion. I don't think any woman out there starts off saying, hey, I want to get pregnant so I can have an abortion. I mean, that's not what happens. So, my situation was I already had 2 kids, and now the second, kid that I had, my, baby daddy or ex-husband actually, he was a deadbeat. He had some drug addiction issues. He wasn't working. I was the only one breadwinning and taking care of the whole family, and it was very stressful on me. And so some people might say, well, why didn't you use
birth control?
Birth control. Well, at that time I was very poor, destitute, struggling to make ends meet, and the co-payment for the birth control was like $35 for 30 days worth of supply. Okay, so that's like $35 a month. And I couldn't afford it.
This was back in the 90s, y'all. I'm a 90s baby, so.
Couldn't afford the birth control pills, and so, of course, a slip up, and then I got pregnant again. But looking at my outlook as far as, I already have 2 kids that he's not helping with, and I'm already struggling. I can't afford another kid. It's just not gonna happen. And my ex-husband at the time was so heavily drug addicted. The situation was very volatile. I decided to have an abortion, and he was on board with the decision as well because he knew he wasn't taking care of the first 2 we had.
Yeah, technically it was almost like you had 3 kids, because I mean, if a dude is at the crib not contributing, sleeping on your couch, just watching kids all day, I guess, I mean, you're one of the kids. You ain't helping out with nothing in the house. Yeah, you're one of the kids.
Yeah, I had 3 kids, a grown kid and 2 other babies to take care of, and then to add a 4th kid to the mix, I didn't think that was a good situation, and I knew that our relationship was not going to last, and so I made the decision, and he also backed my decision up, and we had an abortion. Now, as far as paying for the abortion, that was on me as well, because of course he ain't working, so anyway, people make these kind of choices based on the situations that they're going through.
Yeah.
And you can't judge them until you have put your feet in those shoes. One thing that I don't like in this country is that the government tries to get involved in that. Lawmakers on Capitol Hill think that they have the right to tell you what to do with your uterus, and I don't agree with that at all. Each woman has that choice, and sometimes, like I said, they get put in a situation where they have no alternative but to do that for the sake of their kids or the sake of their own life.
Yeah.
And what about those the ones that you were talking about with rape?
Exactly, yeah. I mean, even those situations, if somebody gets raped, it would be a really traumatic experience to have to go through 9 months carrying this child, that you didn't want, that you weren't planning for, all because of a situation where you were violated. That's definitely a reason, I think, why you would want to have that, option to abort, terminate the pregnancy. But, yeah, no one knows what anyone else is going through, so we definitely shouldn't be judging others, for making that decision. I am pro-choice as well. I've never had to have an abortion, but I mean, if I found myself in a situation where I know I can't take care of this kid, or I'm in a relationship with someone that I know, is toxic and I'm, shouldn't be in this relationship, I'm not going to bring an innocent life into, that type of environment.
Exactly. And I think that's the wisest thing to do. Women that, everybody makes their own choice. And like you say, it's their choice whether they're going to go through with it or not. It's their own choice. But, I felt like it would be a selfish move on my part to bring another kid that I could not take care of. I'm already getting services from the government, as far as, food stamps and, whatever I can get, and I'm like, this is not an ideal situation. It's not fair to my kids for me to just continue on having more kids that we cannot take care of.
Right.
So that's why I made that decision. I'm not actually proud to make the decision because, like I said, no one gets pregnant and says, oh, I'm getting pregnant so I can have an abortion. No, that's dumb. I mean, that's not what people do. But, so that's just the way it is. And sometimes, you find yourself in those situations.
Like, I know a couple of people that I used to work with who were in a situation like you. They're Caucasian though, but I mean, we all going through the same shit, And one of the girls that I work with, she's, dating this guy, doesn't know him really, didn't do her due diligence, finding out who he is and about his family, and exactly, qualifying your buyer. And so, he's a deadbeat, sleeping on her couch, mooching out for her, doesn't have a job, doesn't have a car. I mean, the don't list is just extra long on him. He just doesn't have it together, and it's a whole nother conversation on why she's with this dude, but either way, she's pregnant now. So she was talking to me recently about, having an abortion because she knows that she did not qualify her buyers. Now she's pregnant. She already has a child, doesn't want to bring a new child into a situation that she don't even know how it's going to end up,
And she's not working.
No, I think I said that. Doesn't have a job, doesn't have a car, doesn't have anything.
This is the thing. I mean, it sounds like, my old life back in the day.
There are deadbeats everywhere, okay? In every state, every age bracket, there are just deadbeats. And, you definitely don't want to find yourself attaching yourself to one for 18 years. I mean, once you have a kid with somebody, they're going to be a part of your life pretty much forever.
Forever. Trust me, that happens. And like she said, it doesn't matter what ethnicity you come from. The demographics here show that 27% out of all the abortions in the United States, 27% are black, non-Hispanic. 18% are Hispanic. Other are 16%, and 10% are white, non-Hispanic. So, it doesn't really matter. They're all, abortions are, they go throughout any ethnicity line or, demographic. But it shows that the black African American non-Hispanics have the highest rate of abortion. And being from that field, I understand why. It's just something that, you might have put yourself in a situation that you have to make that choice.
Yeah.
But, it's something that, and then they say that the reason why our rate is so high is because of lack of health insurance.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was thinking also, another contributing factor to the reason why it's so high amongst the black community is because it's sad, but we typically don't have like grandmas and all these extra family members to kind of like help out in a situation like that. Like a lot of black people, they don't have a strong family background to, kind of help them pick up the pieces after that. So it's kind of like, look, I'm out here figuring this out on my own. Let me just do what I need to do so that I can survive. I feel like amongst the white community, they have a little bit more help. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the breakdown of the family unit is definitely a variable, and it used to be different back in the day, like in the 50s, 60s to 40s or whatever. The family makeup was a lot stronger. And now it's not like that. So you do have to figure it out on your own. If that's the case, you may find yourself in a situation like that.
Yeah. But I definitely don't think it's something that the government should be controlling when it comes to them. I don't even think it's something that any male should control, period. You know what I'm saying? They can't make babies. So
They shouldn't even be discussing
it. Exactly.
Mm-mm.
And that's what I was telling a girl that I worked with. Like, she was a little bit concerned about how he would feel. I'm like, forget how he would feel. He ain't contributing to shit in the household. How are you going to feel? Like, this is your body. This is your decision. When he's long gone, you're going to be the one having to take care of that kid.
True.
So,
that's a true fact.
You know, if it ain't something that you can do at the moment, there'll be other opportunities for you to, you know, try for a kid and actually plan for one. You know what I'm saying? But if it ain't right now, do what you gotta do, girl.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with that 100%. I mean, it's just, you know, you could foresee what this kid's future is gonna look like, and it's just not fair to that kid.
Yeah.
Anyway, on a lighter note, let's talk about one of our off-topic topics.
We're talking about ghosting, y'all. And for those of you that don't know what ghosting is, which I'm pretty sure a lot of you do know what it is, but I'll just break it down for you. Basically,
social media terminology.
Yeah, it's you know, when you meet somebody that's feeling you and you ain't really feeling them, whether it be a friend. Majority of the time it happens in potential relationships, you know, when you're trying to get rid of a dude or a chick, but you don't really want to be mean to them. You slowly but surely start to ghost them, which means you just kind of disappear. You don't respond to texts in a timely fashion or at all. You ignore phone calls. You know, and
voicemails.
Go straight to voicemail and just don't even call them back. I mean, it's a gradual thing, you know, and I am a serial ghoster. I feel like this is my area of expertise. For all of y'all that I have ghosted, I apologize, but it is what it is. You know, I just didn't want to waste your time or my time, but I was really trying to protect your feelings. That's what ghosting is for. So when you're trying to like protect somebody's feelings, you don't really want to just be like go ham on them. Like, look, bro, you know you out of my league. Why are you even trying to hit me up? You know, you don't want to break a brother down, so you just ghost them. And eventually, if they're observant, they'll get the message and then just kind of leave you alone. But sometimes that doesn't work.
True. Sometimes they don't get the message and they're constantly stalking, you know, looking at you on social media or either texting you or whatever.
Emailing you.
Even though they haven't gotten any encouragement, any responses from you, they continue to do so. They're ignoring the ghosting.
Now, when they start to ignore the ghosting,